Fight Chats. Fight Chats. So you heard our predictions, and now we thought maybe we should just discuss after the event how accurate we were and how accurate we, or some of us, were not. But what a cool event, Neil. Let's start with the co-main event. I mean, we're not going to go through everything. All three of us backed Whittaker. And comes out, I mean, he had a different look this week. He was a bit calmer. He had hair. He had a bit of a comb over. At one stage, he had the reading glasses, ready to write a thesis or something. I don't know, quite out of character. But how did you
experience it? I think it was okay. So I think obviously it's a different look.
Yeah.
Different look, definitely. But his fighting style remains the same. He's obviously amazing at what he does, which is shoot for the takedown. He got heavy punches, so you need to check the takedown. He's got heavy punches. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the rest of it. I saw Robert moving quite particularly well in trying not to get him to establish a base, which he did, and then he broke his teeth. So that's, insofar as his game plan is concerned, I wouldn't change on it because it's working.
Yeah.
But it was so heartbreaking to see that it just went so far. So shit, that's like Tom Aspinall in that previous fight. That's the one that kicked his knee, and that's the time it popped. I hate it when that happens in big events, but it's a fighting game. Yeah. But it was a very cool sighting.
Yeah. Well, it looked gruesome, and Robert's we were so hopeful. We were all like rooting for him. I think this is exactly how it feels when you see your favorite uncle being beat up somewhere in a parking lot. And it was, and also Robert said something very particular. He said it did happen before, and the first time it happened was actually when he fought you. And now I know the internet is melting, the Twitter is melting, or X is melting. Everybody's like, listen, this is the fight. This is the fight. Comes out is the fight. He jumped up, I think, 10 spots on the rankings now in the middleweight. Do you think he deserved the spot?
Yeah, I think the whole fight world was. We always knew that if between Rob and Kamzat, if there was going to be something exceptional that happens, there might be a change in the title fight. We have no clarity on that, but as a fan of the sport and as the middleweight champion of the world, that's a fight that gets me more excited. Taking somebody's I've beaten Strickland before, and I know I'll beat him again. So, getting that Kamzat fight, that gets me excited. I think the whole world, the fans wants to see it. The fans are ultimately paid to watch the fights. So the fight the world thinks is the best next fight, that's what I want. So, yeah, I think the Kamzat fight is 100% what I want. The UFC is going to do what they're going to do. But, from a fan perspective and from a fighter's perspective, I think Kamzat should get the next shot.
Awesome.
Well, Rikus, I've told you before that it's very strange that Dricus has got this way of saying how things are going to happen when it relates to fighting. Yeah. So he's sincerely believed, at least in my opinion, he sincerely believed that Robert Whittaker might be the better fighter, but he was kind of hoping for and thinking that something's going to happen, that Jemaev is going to jump the queue. Yeah. So even if it was by his own doing, breaking that guy's jaw so that this could be enabled, I'm just saying, this guy's got a way of making things happen. So I'm thinking you can't continue fighting that momentum. It's building to something. I hope he defeats all the greats. I hope he gets to fight all the greats immediately so he can defeat all the greats in his stride. I think it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be inevitable anyway, if it's now or whenever, but I would like it sooner.
Yeah, we don't have to be hastily about it, but it is I think everybody wants to see it now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the main card. Ilan Topuria versus Max. I mean, you backed Max. What a fight. It was incredible. He did the point. He did the point like an angry dad pointing at a wet towel for the children, pick up the shit. And Max backed away. So how did you experience that?
Well, personally, apologies to Topuria. Amazing fight. Secondly, I remain with it. I'm backing Max because I'm just a loyal guy. And then number three, what an amazing fight. And I think the fact that Max was ready for it by doing the what do you call it?
Yeah, the Matador thing. Yeah.
Yes, that was so cool. But the fight in itself, both of them did what they said that they were going to do. It's just such a sick sport if you think about it. How close it was. Not close in a fight sense, because Max lost all the rounds also. But I'm just saying, every time Max landed, you were like, yes, is this going to be the turning point? It was just awesome to see how cool and calm Topuria was. He's an exceptional talent. He's an like everybody like above him that is identified need to be stressed.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, but he just beat Volk, followed by Max. I mean, where do you personally fit him in the pound for pound?
Yeah, I think he's right where he needs to be right now. You know, you have Islam Makhachev, who is number one, and you can argue that John Jones. But then you have Alex Pereira, who, in my opinion, definitely deserve at least the number 1 or 2 spots. And John Jones not being that active, but John Jones is still active. He is still champion. So I think Ilya being at number 4 now is exactly where he needs to be. You know, it's his first title defense. I mean, he looked incredible in that fight. Jeez. I mean, I thought that he was going to do that. And I'm a massive fan of Max. Obviously, Topuria is my boy. So, you know, I backed him 100%. I thought he was going to get that finish, but he did it in spectacular fashion. And he's an incredible fighter. You know, he's a superstar. Not only as just a fighter, but his persona, his attitude, you know, he dresses well, he talks well. He's a full package. I think he's an amazing fighter.
Who would you like to see him fight next?
Yeah, I think the Volk fight I think Volk deserves that for everything he's done for the UFC, just in terms of, you know, taking short notice fights to help out the organization. He beat Max 3 times. Volk deserves it. So, you know, Ilya caught him, knocked him out in that first fight, and yeah, I'm going to back Ilya in that fight as well.
Yeah, amazing. I can't wait for the next UFC, and then we will discuss the next fights.
Fight chats.